There we go. We on our way.
Incredible.
So once that happens, and
That
that'll
is
be
movie magic because I saw your arms the other day, and I'm just saying they weren't.
so once that, huh?
What's up, guys? Derek, moreplates.com. Today we're going to be talking about Jamie Foxx and his upcoming role. This isn't even a natty or not based on previous appearances. It's going to be a prediction for the future. Is Jamie Foxx saucing for preparing to be Mike Tyson? So he's been in a couple interviews now, and he's going over how he's preparing his body composition, how he's going to transform and portray one of the most genetically gifted individuals of all time as a man in his 50s trying to portray a young version of Mike Tyson. So is it natural? Is he going to be able to do this naturally? That's what we're going to be talking about in this one. Very briefly, I'm going to outline exactly what's the probability that this can be done naturally or not.
From
What
Ray.
I'm doing is right now is changing the body. So now what I do every other day, I do 60 pull-ups. We do 60 dips. We do 100 push-ups. We do this. It's changing the body. Top half. I ain't got no legs, so I ain't gonna
Yeah,
get
because
that.
he had that.
Yeah. So yeah, I ain't got no calf muscle, so
neither.
we're gonna have to get some prosthetics for that.
It's all good.
So we're gonna shoot all the way up. We're gonna shoot up here,
Yeah.
So the workout regimen that he's describing is pretty light, frankly, for somebody who is trying to bulk up in his 50s to play a young version of Mike Tyson as well as Tyson ages. But regardless of the fact that even if you're trying to play current Mike Tyson, like that's a task in itself, even for a young man, let alone Jamie Foxx, who's in his 50s right now. Like Mike has footage that's come out recently showing his physique, and here he is training with Vitor, and he looks damn good. Like he looks better than most guys in their 20s, to be honest. And asking somebody in their 50s to replicate the physique of this guy in his prime is a very tall task, especially in a short time frame like these movies are done in. So he has a very short span of time to prepare to play this behemoth of a human who is a genetic specimen, and you're doing it in your 50s, trying to play a young man with a peaked genetic phenom physique, with a workout regimen of only doing 60 pull-ups, 60 dips, and 100 push-ups. Nothing to do with progressive overload, nothing to do with hitting the gym with weights, literally doing body weight movements. And this is somehow how he's going to transform his physique, apparently.
But what we're doing is we're changing the body, and I'm gonna show you something. This is an exclusive. In changing the body, we will be 216 pounds when we shoot, and
Wow.
then we will balloon to 225, 230, which will look like 250 on screen. And here's a quick picture of what I look like.
Wow.
So now
Yeah, it looks like young Mike right there.
So here he shows a very low quality potato photo of him, and he looks pretty damn good considering. And Jamie Foxx looks super young for his age. He looks great, honestly. He has really good genetics himself, but is he going to be able to replicate the phenom that is Mike Tyson, even with, camera trickery and whatnot? I'm not really sure, to be honest. Even if you were doing it the pharmacologically enhanced route, he's showing his physique here and he's kind of making comments on it. Obviously, he's proud of his progress to date, and this has all been done so far just with pull-ups, push-ups, dips.
There we go. We on our way.
Incredible.
So once that happens, and
That
that'll
is movie magic because I saw your arms the other day, and I'm just saying they weren't.
So once that, huh?
I said I saw the other day you weren't ripped like that. So movie magic is real.
This is a bit of an awkward comment, and the guy's basically shitting on his arms, and then Jamie's like, what?
So once that, huh?
I said I saw the other day you weren't ripped like that. So movie magic is real.
So once that happens, and that was a picture like just like a couple of months ago. Once that happens, then we'll start to add on who he is and what he is, just the way he orders his food, what he cares about, and I think that's what'll make the movie go.
So as far as how he's going to pull this off, admittedly, there's going to be some special effects involved to kind of artificially inflate what his physique really looks like.
Is that they have the new technology now that, as a matter of fact, Martin Scorsese has perfected, would allow us to play him young as well. Because we were talking about who do we get to play the young Mike Tyson. Luckily, the technology is on our side. Let me give you the opening of the movie. The camera is high, but not as high as the heavens, just above the trees, and it's snaking through New York.
And then he goes on to explain the opening of the movie here. It sounds cool and whatnot, but he's basically saying how they're going to, artificially, not just pharmacologically, but as well as with potentially CGI and special effects, enhance his physique above and beyond that. He's going to start at 216 as young Mike and then play old Mike and balloon to 225, 230, which will look like 250 on screen. So he's planning on gaining over 20 pounds of lean weight in a short span of time here.
We will be 216 pounds when we shoot, and then we will balloon to 225, 230, which will look like 250 on screen.
So is this achievable naturally for Jamie Foxx? If you look at Mike Tyson in his prime, his physique is ridiculous. Like, yes, he's not a bodybuilder, but for a guy who is in a sport that has nothing to do with maximizing hypertrophy and it's actual about athletic performance, his physique resembles that of a, genetic specimen that could easily bodybuild if he wanted to. His physique is unachievable by the majority of people, even on gear, to be honest. And anybody would have a very, very difficult time trying to replicate this, no matter how much shit they're on, and especially with a compressed time frame to do it, and especially using body weight movements only. And when we look at Jamie Foxx and what he's working with, his physique has obviously, it's not what it once was. When he was in the 90s, he had a pretty good physique too. Like, to be honest, his physique is still good to date, especially for his age. And back in the day, he had a very good physique. To be honest, like, he's actually, if any actor could do this, it would probably be him, because he does have the physique to at least be comparable to the genetics of Mike in terms of holding muscle tissue. And you look at him in the 90s and he looks awesome. But now, is it going to be possible for him in his 50s to replicate an even better physique than he had in the 90s and replicate what Mike had in his youth, and even what Mike has now, which is, for most people, fucking impossible to achieve? So Jamie Foxx now, again, for his age, he looks pretty good. Honestly, he's not completely lost it. He is still has almost visible abs in some shots. You see a bit of an outline. He's stays in relatively decent shape, and for his age, he's top 1% easily. But how realistic is it for him to completely transform and not only beat his physique in the 90s, but achieve something comparable to Mike decades ago? To be honest, is it going to be done naturally? I think unless they're planning on completely overhauling his physique to the point where it's unrecognizable via special effects, he's undoubtedly going to be on some sort of performance enhancement, regardless if it's testosterone replacement therapy, if it's a super physiological dose of testosterone. It's going to be something, in my opinion, and I wouldn't be surprised if Jamie Foxx is already on hormone replacement therapy as is. However, for this role, he's definitely going to have to crank things up a notch if he wants to really portray Mike in a favorable light, in my opinion. And this is more of a fortune-telling Natty or not, rather than a review of previous footage. And I think in the very near future, we're going to see a pretty significant transformation. Like, obviously his physique, based on these low quality images, it's nothing we can really go off of, as the images are not super high quality to begin with. But he looks like, objectively, based on this potato quality photo we see, his arms and everything are really coming up, and he's already looking a lot better than he has in recent years. So obviously he's, I guess, putting in the work based on his body weight regimen. But I mean, obviously whatever he's doing is working, and I guess time will tell to see if he really is able to transform to the point that he portrays Mike in a favorable light. And it should be a good movie, so stay tuned, and we will likely see this topic come up again in the near future. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think Jamie Foxx is going to have to sauce it up to play Mike Tyson? Do you think they are just going to overhaul his physique with special effects and he's barely going to have to do anything. Is this 60 pull-up, 60 dip, 100 push-up routine going to be enough to transform his physique into the genetic phenom that is young Mike Tyson? I don't know. That remains to be seen. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. All the comments help the algorithm and they're very much appreciated. If you like the video too, it helps the algorithm there too. If you subscribe, stay up to date whenever I post. Follow me on Instagram at moreplates_more_dates. Facebook too, even though the organic reach is pretty terrible there. If you follow there, it might push the algorithm there too. Who knows? So it's worth following. Follow me on Twitter, Snapchat, BitChute, TikTok, wherever I am. Apple Podcasts if you want to listen to the audio formats instead of the videos. If you're in the car, you can't afford to burn your data while you're driving or something. Subscribe to the audios in the video description below. And if you can drop a 5-star rating, that really helps on the Apple Podcast platform, I think, as far as the algorithm there. If you want to support the channel, check out anything I'm associated with in the video description below. My TRT clinic, if you are seeking hormone optimization yourself and feel you may benefit from testosterone replacement therapy or bioidentical hormone replacement therapy in some context, I compel you to reach out to them. The patient care coordinators are very well qualified and will take a look at your situation, get you the proper blood work done, evaluate it with you, assess any imbalances or deficiencies that may show on your lab test results, and then you can book an appointment with the doctor. From there, it's over Zoom, Skype, FaceTime. It's all telemedicine, so it is hassle-free, and you can do your consult online with him. And then if medication is warranted to optimize your current health status, you can save $50 off of your first treatment with the coupon code MPMD50. If you want to support the nootropic and pre-workout formulas I've developed, Gorilla Mind, Gorilla Mode, you can check those out. Nootropic's great for productivity, focus, energy, mental clarity, basically anything to do with studying, work, productivity, etc. That is what the nootropics are geared towards, and they do a very, very good job of fulfilling those benefits. And the pre-workout formula, self-explanatory. I literally write these out myself on a Word document and ensure they are top-notch formulas relative to the rest of the industry. And I compel you to just grab your current pre, compare the label to mine. You'll quickly see very transparently why I believe the switch is justified to Gorilla Mode. So check out anything else I'm associated with too in the video description below. Thank you guys for watching. Talk to you soon.